We have a guest speaker today. He's our new speaker. His name is Ray Smith. Ray is a congregant here at Garden Park and a valuable part of our community. He is involved with Platform Assistant, Daily Word Reader, and the Men's Group. He's also lived in Cincinnati for 27 years as an engineer by trade. He is a brother, an uncle, a great uncle, and mentor. In addition to serving us here, Ray's involved in community theater. He's also, shout out. He's also an actor there and volunteer as well. I'm honored to introduce to you Ray Smith. Let's give him a little warm welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Kim. I helped Kim with a little bit of the bio so that she could. You left out the part where you're going to sing, Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. No? You're not? No? You're leaving that part out. Oh, wow. So a little bit more about me. We could go to the next slide. So I grew up playing chess, believe it or not. Yeah, I played competitively. Yeah. I had a rating. I played sanctioned tournaments. I was pretty good as a kid. It was fun. Of course, I did a lot of other things as a kid too, right? In school, I liked math and I liked science, especially chemistry. I put those together and I said, I'm going to take chemical engineering in school. So I went and did that, yeah. So I'm a researcher. That's what I do, yeah. I mean, when there's something like, oh, that's interesting, I'm going to be there. Okay, that's part of what I am, So I also, for my job, I work in the environmental field, all right? And I could talk about details of that offline, if any of you want to talk about that. But part of that is sustainability. So there's this idea of three circles that interlock, and there's the idea of economics, social aspects, environmental aspects, okay? And they all interrelate, and they all need to be moving together to have something be sustainable, right? Another aspect of sustainability is timing. So we want to preserve and improve things now, but we also want to have this improve in the future as well. So I think that sustainability is part of what I am, all right? Of course, humor. I think that's part of what I am. But another aspect is this community. So, I've been here a decade, and I feel like I'm part of it, and this is part of what I am as well. All right. So, if we could go to the next slide. I'm going to talk not about the past today. I appreciate the things that have gone already in this service because we're talking about things that have happened in the past, right? And they're important, very. But I'm going to be talking about the future, all right? So AI, artificial intelligence. This is computer science. Yeah. Computers are behaving like humans, right? They are perceiving, they're reasoning, they're learning, they're predicting, they're making decisions, right? But it's not like it's all predetermined, like it has all these systems in place that it's set. It's receiving data and it's determining new aspects, okay? And you might know of some products, so it could be your web search. If you're doing a web search, you could now get AI web searches. You might see a chatbot or a virtual assistant. You might see, autonomous driving, right? When cars are going to be able to drive without us. When generative AI creates sounds or video, music, video. All this is what AI is. So I have a thought that AI is like a Rorschach test. Rorschach test being like that ink blot, and what do you see in the ink blot? You know, and that's depending on what's going on inside you, right? So, what is your Rorschach test telling you about AI? Are you thinking, oh, this is something to worry about? Or, well, this will be good. I'm looking forward to this. Is it going to cause problems? Or is it going to be a problem solver for you? Is it gloomy gusts, or this term is in the sky, like clouding up your world? Or is it like this brand new invention that's going to help solve the world's problems? So, yeah, where do you come down on that idea of what AI is going to be for you? Would it surprise you if I told you that users of AI find that their results from AI change depend upon their attitude towards it? Should I repeat that? Users of AI get different results depending on their attitude towards it. Well, this is basic Unity principles. Hello. So I'm going to go through 5. God is, right? I am. God in thought. God in prayer. God in action, right? There are 5 Unity principles. All right. I'm actually going to go through them individually. I'm going to start with number 4, God in prayer. Except this, I'm going to do prayer as a quick meditation. And by that, I don't mean minutes long. I mean taking a breath, letting it out, and closing my eyes briefly. And that's it. Just that short period of time can change the way you're feeling or experiencing something, just for that short experience, all right? So I'm going to move on to number 2, which is I am. So in this case, I'm going to say I am aware. I am full of awareness, all right? Now, if I really want to express that, I'm thinking about my senses. So what am I seeing in front of me? Am I bringing in my periphery? Am I really using my sight to its abilities? How about sound? I know you're hearing my voice, but what else are you hearing? Yeah, right? Okay. Go through your other senses. Were you smelling? Are you tasting anything? Your sense of touch, feel? You have all those, right? So you should be feeling more aware as you go through these senses, okay? There's another aspect to awareness, and that's Jesus brought this up in the scripture. He says, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I'm going to go there and wake him. Yeah. Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I'm going to go there and wake him. I mean, Jesus is speaking in metaphysical terms now. This is wonderful. So we know the story that Lazarus has died, and Jesus is going to go bring him out of that death, right? But Jesus is speaking of it in those metaphysical terms, that Lazarus has fallen asleep and needs to wake up. Wake up, right? So let's go to God is, right? So God is creator, but also God is the creative spirit inside, creative force inside, that source for all of us, right? So how do you feel differently when you're experiencing that God is that force inside, that spirit of creativity? Are you interacting with the world differently when you're experiencing that? Right? All right. Let's just do me a favor. The one line from Surely the Presence. Let's sing it. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Thank you. So in this place, I don't know if you noticed, but I've been doing things like tapping places. If you want to go along with this, maybe you should be doing that too, right? In this place. So are you acting differently when you have that experience of God being in this place? Excellent, excellent. Let's do it one more time. Let's sing it. Surely the presence of the Lord. Yes, yes. Excellent, excellent. So the third principle, right, is God in thought. I don't know if I really need to talk about God in thought. I think a lot of people talk about it, that we are aligning our thoughts with our direction and these principles, right? So that how we think affects what we're going to get out of life, essentially, and how we're going to experience it, right? So sometimes if you go into something and you say, well, I'm going to love this, someone else could say, well, hold it, you haven't experienced it yet. You know, you haven't seen it. I want to tell you, never mind them. Okay? You can say those words if you like. Never mind them. All right? Yeah, yeah. Be aligned with what you're thinking, what your thoughts are, right? And then 5 is action. God in action. Well, when you have the first 4, that 5th one's going to fall into place. And what I would suggest is not up like this, but open-handed, like that. So you can give and receive in your action, right? Just naturally come out of that. So now, let me ask you, what do you think about AI? What's your attitude towards it? What are you thinking? Are you glad that users who implement AI and get results from it are getting different results based on their attitude towards it? Yeah? Hey, this is a good feeling, right? I hope so. Hope you're feeling good about it. So, I'm going to move on to another slide, please. So we're feeling good about this. So now I'm going to tell you a story. This is kind of like a wave, right? So the story starts back in 1997 when the chess champion of the world, his name is Garry Kasparov, well, Kasparov lost to a computer called Deep Blue. Yeah. It was a remarkable day for humans because we thought computers can't beat a human at chess. Chess is too complicated, right? Well, yeah, Kasparov lost in 97. And I'm going to go into a detail of this. Bear with me with the details. So there are 16 pieces on the board, and your opponent has 16 pieces. But let's say through the game you lose some, right? So there's an average of 10 pieces, and say the pieces can move about two different places per piece. So there's 20 pieces. So if I want to say I can do 20 moves, the computer can do 20 moves, I can do 20 moves, the computer can do 20 moves, I have to multiply 20 by 20 by 20 by 20. Yeah, and that's 160,000. So the reason I bring that up is the computer could use brute force. It could force its calculations, and it could calculate 160,000 different things. Okay? And that's important because we go to Go. Go is this Asian game. And in 2016, AlphaGo beat the champion of the world. He was 18-time champion of the world at Go. Well, a Go board is 20 by 20, essentially. It's really 19 by 19. And you can place a black pebble or a white pebble on each place. And so if you go through 4 moves, if you have 400 spaces, you can put it, that's 400 times 400 times 400 times 400. Yeah, that's 25 billion. Yeah, and if you go 400 more, that's 10 trillion. So now the computer can't do that exhaustive enumeration where it calculates everything, okay? It has to have a different way. Well, by 2016, it had developed AI. The idea in Go is to cordon off territory. So the computer is learning these sorts of positions that it develops lead to victory? Oh, this position leads to victory. It learned a whole bunch of different positions, and it could learn how to win. It's called reinforcement learning. It's a form of AI or machine learning, which is partly what I do in my work. But, well, other people are doing the coding. I'm involved with it. So the thing about this reinforcement learning, it allowed the computer to beat Lee Sedol, who was this champion. But the reinforcement learning is important today because this year, I learned about it in February, a computer coding program for one of these AI companies, it learned how to improve itself. Yeah, well, what I've taught you about, or we've talked about reinforcement learning, it's going to rapidly improve. So this year, AI is taking off. I don't know if we're seeing it yet, but I know there's a lot of investment going into it, a lot of money going into it. And so now when we see these chatbots and so forth, all these implementations of AI, they're all going to improve, right? So I got to be blunt. I think some people are going to lose their jobs. Now, I'm a person, I hear people. So some of us could lose our jobs. So how are we going to respond to this? Right? I mean, I could decide that this is not worth it, cover my ears, keep my gaze averted, have something racing through my mind, this track of negativity or something like that. Or I could start going, hey, Jesus is saying, wake up, wake up. Yeah, come on. Let's go through the principles. Have I done the meditation, right? Prayer and thought. Have I thought about what I am? Have I gone through my sight? Have I gone through sound, smell, taste, feeling, touch? Or Jesus is, saying, wake up, right? Because you can wake up inside too, right? Not just the senses, right? Have I recognized what God is, that spirit in me, that creative force? Am I aligning my thoughts, right? Am I ready for action, right? Yeah. So when I've done all that, then I'm ready for action. If you could go to the next slide. So I'm not going to say what that action could be, but let me just point out that we're all a community here. And if we decided that we wanted to do something with regard to AI, I think we could. We just had to decide what that is, put our minds to it, and do it, right? So the reason I brought up this story is that it's real, right? I mean, we're all going to be tested. So we're not only tested by this AI thing, but we're tested when we leave here. Today, tomorrow, this week, you're going to run into things and right? How are you going to react to it? So one choice is to go through your principles. What I would recommend is not to do them so separately, but kind of like combine them. And so when you think, oh, I'm gonna do a quick meditation, and it could be as quick as breathing out, blinking, a long blink, and then you're interacting with someone. The reason I put it that way is because you have to do this while you're living, right? So maybe some practice of going through this so that you can do it really quickly. All right? You're ready for what's going to test you in this world. So as we go through those, I think it also puts us in a really good place that when you've gone through your principles, you are ready for what the world is going to put before you, what's going to happen, okay? So that's when I think, oh, I'm so prepared, I am at peace, I feel peace. And that's where I say, I am peace. And that's where that comes from. here. So I was also thinking about how else could we use this idea that we've gone through the principles, all right? So let's do it one more time. Meditation. Okay, now back here, awareness. Going through our sight, seeing everything, hearing everything, smell, taste, touch. The awareness that Jesus tells us to wake up, right? Okay. God is that spirit within, in this place, right? Remember that? Align your thoughts with the direction and the principles. And we're ready for action. Okay, so this action I want to take is in peace. I want you to turn to the person beside you, and I want you to look them in the eyes. Yeah. All right? Now, look in their heart space, too. Okay? Back in their eyes. Now back at their heart space. Okay. Come back. Thank you. So now, you've already practiced, so now I want you to turn to someone else. This is when it becomes real, right? Yes. So look at this person in the eyes. Think of their heart space. You've been practicing, so you can do it faster now. Look in their eyes. Look in their heart space. Very good. Now, what I want you to imagine is I want you to imagine this person that they were so young that they were completely innocent. Can you imagine back to that time, whether they were just a youth or a toddler? Whatever it was, it doesn't have to be what they really look like. It's just how you're imagining they look like. But you have that complete innocence. What I want to say is now you're recognizing the divine child in them. Yeah. Can you feel that? So another wonderful thing about this, the part of you that recognizes the divine child in someone else recognizes it in yourself. That is a feeling to experience completely. That divine child inside. So if we can go to the next slide. Time for the affirmation. You want to say it with me? In a changing world, I am peace. And in this peace, I recognize the divine child in you and me. Yeah. One more time. In a changing world, I am peace. And in this peace, I recognize the divine child in you and me. All right. So as we head towards the end of this presentation or experience we're having together, I researched a prayer, and you all recognize the form. If you want to repeat it after me, I'd appreciate that. Yes, if I remembered, it'd be great. See how wonderful that is? The light of Christ directs me. Yes. The love in Christ enfolds me. The power of Christ protects me. And the presence of Christ upholds me. Yeah, that should all sound very familiar, right? Yeah, it was the precursor to what we say today. Yeah. So I'm going to close out with something. I think imitation is a sincere form of flattery. Either that or we recognize a really good thing when we see it. So that Christ presence in me, yeah, honors and sees that Christ presence, that divine child, Christ presence in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you.